Welcome back to part 3 of this video series. Today, we're taking a look at how we can create thumbnails like this using AI platforms like ChatGPT alongside Photoshop. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so this is the thumbnail that we decided to go with for the setting up of the ChatGPT account video that we posted. And so now we're going to go through and see how we use ChatGPT to help us create this thumbnail as well. So let's go ahead and see how we did that. All right, so here we are back in ChatGPT, and if you take a look in this gray box here, this is the prompt that we used to describe what we wanted the thumbnail to look like. So as you can see, we said generate a clean, minimalist YouTube thumbnail featuring a single 1990s desktop computer setup. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you, but you can go ahead and pause it and read it if you'd like to. But once we put in all that information and described how we want it to look, this is what we came up with. And so this is the first iteration that ChatGPT provided. So now once we got this first version here, we were taking a look at the image and we wanted to have the computer take up a greater portion of the actual screen. So we just wanted to have the computer and the mouse, everything be relatively the same, just take up more of the real estate in the actual image. And so if we come down here, we can see that the next portion of the prompt that we used, we said, using the same exact image, composition, colors, and elements, can you please make the computer, keyboard, mouse, and mouse pad larger so they take up a greater portion of the thumbnail aspect ratio? Again, these prompts are not the best or most effective prompts that could be used, but these are just the beginner prompts that I'm using as I'm figuring this out, and I'm just passing along this information to you. And so we started with this image, and then once we use that prompt to make the computer, keyboard, and mouse larger, this is the second iteration right here. So as you can see, the computer basically just expanded in size to fill out more of the picture, which was kind of what we were looking for. And now I'm going to go back to the prompt again. And so now, just to have a little bit of a variance, instead of only having the green color on the screen, we use this prompt here to say, using the exact same image, can you make the screen white with the soft glowing light more of a white soft glow? So basically when we did that, we had the second iteration of this image, and now instead of having this green portion, we wanted to have an option with white as well. So as you can see, this is the green screen and this is the white screen. Okay, so now that we've got our thumbnail that we created in ChatGPT, I'm just going to very quickly show a couple of the adjustments that we made to end up with our final thumbnail. So the final thumbnail that we came up with is this right here. And so I'm going to show how we went from the original to this specific version. So right now I'm starting with the thumbnail that ChatGPT helped create. And so the first thing that we did was we wanted to remove this font that says day one. And so what I did was I navigated over here on the left hand side and I wanted to use the remove tool. And so once you use the remove tool, all you do is just highlight the portion that you want to remove, and that'll get rid of the day one. So once you remove it, it looks like this. So now it's just a blank post-it. And then the next thing we did was we wanted to have the ChatGPT logo here on the screen. And so we added the symbol and the ChatGPT, so all the logos and everything were there. And then the next thing that we did was I wanted to adjust the lighting in the actual image. And so the way I did that was I went to the original image and I hit Control or Option and L so I could change the levels. So I'm not going to show the exact changes that I made because it just kind of goes upon what your personal preference is. But just to give you an idea, if you adjust the levels, this is kind of how it looks when you adjust everything. So if I adjust on this side, you can see it gets darker or lighter. And then similarly, if you adjust in the middle, you can see how certain things get darker or lighter. And then same thing on this end, it adjusts the light as well. But what I want you to pay attention to is if you look right here, what you're going to see is as I adjust the levels, that remove tool that we used becomes more apparent depending on how you adjust it. So this is not a Photoshop tutorial. This is just something to show that you can go from the original thumbnail, which looked like this, and then finalizing and customizing everything how you want to end up with a thumbnail that looks just like this. And then as you can see, we also just updated the font, and then we put the words Account Setup, and we tried to make it look similar to the color that's on the background screen. So again, this is just a quick way to show how we adjusted some of the settings from that ChatGPT thumbnail that was created for us, and then we made a few little tweaks and adjustments, and this was the final product that we came up with. AI is something that many would argue is here to stay. Because AI platforms are so powerful, this video series is designed to show how we can use AI to help us with increasing speed and efficiency when posting on YouTube. Whether it's using AI to create YouTube video thumbnails, video titles, or video descriptions, the information in this video is the first step towards using the power of AI to speed up your workflow. Stay tuned for part 4 of this video series, where we'll be using the information from parts 1, 2, and 3 to upload our video into our YouTube studio.